By the time this video goes live, there will be less than 24 hours left before I gotta put my dog down. Howdy, CXUD here, and I unironically think that the parents of the main six are actually some of the most well-designed characters in all of MLPFIM, and I mean that seriously with a straight face. I'm sorry if the audio in this video is a little bit messed up. I forgot my headphone adapter, so I'm doing some really weird janky Linux audio stuff, so it might sound really bad. I'm sorry about that. To me, there's something really interesting with just seeing the parents of main characters, if you know what I mean, right? Because most of the time, a lot of the main characters' like personality traits are expanded upon by the parents, right? I'll go into more detail shortly, but for instance, Fluttershy's parents. Of course, you'd expect Fluttershy's parents to be, you know, shy. It's in their family name, Mr. and Mrs. Shy. But Fluttershy is actually considered to be, by their own words, one of the most bold members of their family. Fluttershy being the most bold. Of course, that's next to Zephyr Breeze. But that's a story for another video, I think. I actually fell in love with some of the designs of the pony parents. Similarly to the personalities, their designs rhyme with the main six. Like how Rainbow's dad has the rainbow mane, right? Or Twilight's mom has the same mane style as Twilight. I understand it's like that in the real world, but what I mean is that in the real world, it's a lot harder to tell who's related to who, for me at least. Like, for me, it's hard to tell the similarities between a parent and child unless those similarities are absolutely glaring, like Abraham Lincoln's cheekbones. But with ponies, I mean, look at these two ponies and then look at Applejack. Can you see what I mean? Also, a side note, I don't think genetics work at all in the MLP universe. I think that just, there's no concept of genetics. I think genetics in the MLP universe are a lot more vague and loosely defined than they are in the real world. Because, like, where did Twilight get her purple color from? The first one up is Twilight Sparkle. Or I mean her parents. Twilight's mom is named Twilight. Or I guess Twilight Velvet instead of Twilight Sparkle, which is really funny to me. There's actually a pretty lengthy history behind it, but basically, Twilight Velvet is inspired by the same pony that Twilight Sparkle was inspired off of, Twilight. Twilight is based off of Twilight, who inspired Twilight. I think I made this exact joke in another video once. Now, the other parent, Nightlight. Hot, spicy take. I don't actually care for his design or personality at all. Now, Twilight Velvet's personality, absolutely. She's like a crazy adrenaline junkie. But Nightlight, I just don't care. I'm sorry. Maybe that's controversial. Maybe some people really, really disagree with me. But I just cannot care for him on any level at all. Like, if we were to rank the ponies, I feel like Nightlight would be in, like, D tier. Actually, let's just do that. Let's just start ranking the characters. Nightlight goes in D tier and Velvet goes in S tier. That's right, I divorced them. They're not together. They're not a pair. I just feel like Nightlight is just gives off intense background pony energy to me. This is controversial, man. People are gonna fucking hate me for this one. Maybe Nightlight being designed like a background character is intentional, like to signify that ordinary ponies can have extraordinary ponies. Like both Twilight and Shining Armor are insane rulers, right? Or insanely successful rulers, I mean to say. Not insane rulers, oh god. But, I'm sorry, but D tier is where this guy stays. Next up is Rarity's parents, and I am going to be put on a cross for this. But once again, I do not care about Rarity's parents in the slightest. I know, before you say anything, I know that I started this video out by saying that the parents are some of the best characters in MLP. And right now I'm doing a lot of complaining. But I'm just getting the trash characters out of the way first, okay? But for, her name was Cookie Crumbles and the other one, hold on. I didn't actually write down their names. Okay, so I don't know who the other character's name is. Hondo Flanks, oh my god, okay. I was gonna, fake fan, no. Okay, it's Hondo Flanks and Cookie Crumbles. I do not care in the slightest for either of them, seriously. Now, I feel like right now is a very good time to remind everybody who's watching that these are my opinions. I'm not trying to convince you of anything, I'm just sharing my own opinions, and you're allowed to disagree with my opinions. As a matter of fact, I am very confident that a lot of people are going to disagree with my opinions on this video. You might think that Nightlight is an S tier pony, and that's totally understandable. That is fair and valid. But, at the same time, I am also equally as fair and as valid as saying that he belongs in D tier. So, one popular headcanon that floats around is that Sweetie Belle's parents are borderline negligent to Sweetie Belle. Instead of raising Sweetie Belle, they more often than not go on vacations and leave Sweetie Belle in Rarity's care. And so we see Sweetie Belle so often, more often than not actually, is being babysit by Rarity. And Rarity even went as far as to have an entire room for Sweetie Belle in the boutique. Because think about it, why would Rarity have a room for Sweetie Belle? I mean, my brother doesn't have a room for me in his house. Why, like, is this something that I'm just not part of? Now, you could argue and say that Sweetie Belle's room in the boutique isn't actually Sweetie Belle's room, it's just a guest room, but, shut the fuck. For these reasons, I believe that Sweetie Belle's parents need to go to family therapy. And for now, they will temporarily reside within D tier, okay? Alright, cool. Also, I just don't like either of the designs, I'm sorry. Especially that mustache on Hondo Flinks. I'm okay, actually. Next up is the Pie family, and, I mean, they're cool. I give them a C. I'm slightly put off at the fact that the mom, Cloudy Quartz, always looks pissed off. That's slightly concerning to me. But then again, it might just be her resting face. Listen, man, if anyone knows anything about resting faces, it's me. I have the biggest resting bitch face you've ever seen. Seriously, look at this. Anyways, back to it. Now that we're kind of out of the slump of the bad very heavy quotes on the bad characters here, I'm a huge fan of the Pie family because they actually have character, unlike Nightlight. I'm sorry, I should probably reiterate, let's say, so I don't piss people off, this isn't like S to D as in D is the worst characters. I just think out of the roster of available characters we have at our disposal, these ones are the weakest. D doesn't mean that they're like worse than Cozy Glow or anything like that. D means that they are just not as good as C, you know? I could just tell I'm gonna get a lot of flame with this video. Anyways, we need some more good characters to break out of this slump, so we're gonna go ahead and just get some of the best characters already. Let's cover the actual best characters in the entire series, Bo Hothoof and Wendy Whistles. Now, unfortunately, they're stuck with the curse of only speaking once in a single episode. The biggest shame ever. I really, really like both these characters, unironically, massively. In the one episode they actually talk in, the fucking fake fan, I can't remember the name of the episode. It's something to do with, it's a pun with flying. Flying problem? A family problem? I don't fucking remember the name of the episode, oh god. For one of my favorite episodes, I seem to be really bad at remembering episode names. Parental Guidance, good lord. Parental Guidance. In the episode Parental Guidance, I really like the episode because they have those two characters, but I actually think the life lesson in the episode is actually not a particularly good life lesson. Basically, the life lesson in this episode is Rainbow Dash is privileged to have such good parents, and she should not be angry at them for showing their appreciation, which is, it's just not a good life lesson because they were literally setting off fucking fireworks. They're endangering people's lives. Some people don't actually like Winnie Whistles and Bo Hothoof just because they're kind of like annoyingly loud characters, which is fine, I guess, but all I'm saying is, what I wouldn't give to have parents like these. So Winnie Whistles and Bo Hothoof both go into the S tier, absolutely immediately. Mr. and Mrs. Shy, I was gonna originally put them in the B tier because I didn't particularly like their designs very much. I just didn't think they stood out very much, although to be fair, their designs are kind of cool. But then it kind of hit me like, isn't the point of them to not stand out? They're the Shy family. So I moved up to A tier, and it feels like I'm kind of rushing through the Shy families because I want to get to the best characters in the fucking series. I really, really want to get to the final pair of parents, so sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Shy, but they're good. They're good characters. I don't know how such good characters could raise such a fucking asshole, but that's besides the point. That's for another video. The siblings of My Little Pony, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, let's get to the fandom's favorite pair of ponies. None other than Mrs. Pear Butter and Mr. Bright Mac. I want you guys to understand exactly why these characters are so notorious, first of all. When FIM first came out, didn't you think it was a little bit weird that Applejacks didn't show their parents? It was just a little bit weird how a family farm didn't show the parents, right? It's not exactly a family farm if there's no family. I understand that the majority of the main six's parents were shown for the first season. I believe only Pinkie Pie's parents and Twilight's parents were shown in season 1. I think Hondo Flinks and Good Crumbles was season 2, like season 2, episode 2 or something. But the mystery of Applejack's parents held on because as the show went on and on, that mystery just only grew and grew. And it also didn't help that the show kinda also started borderline teasing the audience with the fact that they were missing. Like these 2 shooting stars in this one scene. That's obviously implying they're dead, right? Outside of the show, Lauren Foss confirmed that they were supposed to be dead, but wasn't sure whether or not Hasbro would let dead parents fly, so they just never kind of brought it up. But finally, when season 7 rolled around, they finally showed Applejack's parents. Actually, this is one of my favorite things that's ever happened. They actually teased Applejack's parents in a season 7 episode, A Royal Problem, where when Celestia is in the dream realm, she sees Applejack's dream with Applejack's parents in it. And that was the first time we've ever seen Applejack's parents in the show, ever. I also like the detail that Applejack's parents are kind of like faded away and grayish. Now, headcanon time, I'd like to imagine the reason why they're faded gray is because Applejack's having a really difficult time remembering what her parents looked like. Because it's been so long since they died. Just thought I would rub some salt in the wound, you know. Anyways, then finally, in the season 7 episode, The Perfect Pair, they finally revealed the backstory of Applejack's parents. And oh my god, did it pay off. Did 7 years of waiting pay off? Could you imagine being invested in the show at this time, and they finally reveal one of the big mysteries since season 1, and they reveal it with the highest rated FIM episode ever? Now, I don't actually know if it is the highest rated episode ever, but from rudimentary Google searches, I've learned that The Perfect Pair tops every single freaking tier list. I think it has like an average score of 9.5 out of 10, which is the highest episode ever. Now, I don't care what anybody else says. Applejack's parents are ass. They have some of the best designs of the entire show, especially Pear Butter. Anyways, that's about it for this. Sorry the video was a little bit, I guess, less explanation heavy. My dog's about to die, so I'm kind of trying to get this video up before I take a small break after my dog's dead. I actually had this idea for this video a long time ago, like almost a year, maybe actually over a year now. But right as I was writing the script for this video, Gator Goat Johnny released his video about pony parents called Pony Parents. And I don't know what the fuck this guy does, but I want to learn how to make thumbnails and titles like him. Like, look at this thumbnail and title. You instantly get the message of the video. Why can't I do that? Actually, fun fact, Gator Goat Johnny is one of the big reasons why I decided to start CXCD in the first place. I saw his channel like way back and he only had like 6 or 7 videos on it at the time, and I was like, I could do that. I could do what he's doing. And then I did. Another big reason why I decided to start CXCD was the fact that my dog Mandy died. That gave me the kick to really start making videos. And maybe with the death of my other dog, maybe it'll be the kick I need to stop making CXCD videos and go do something else. I don't know. We'll see what the future has to hold. Thanks for tolerating me. Remember, kids, always intolerance. I will see you guys later. And remember, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye!
I bite at the hand that feeds me, slap at the face that eats me. Some kind of animal cannibal made impressions on me.